So our next topic is Kingdom Protista. Our next topic is Kingdom Protista. Protista has a little bit blurry boundary. Boundaries are not clear within Protista. But since in NCERT it is given into divided into 5 divisions, I am also keeping myself restricted to that. So the primary 5 divisions are chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoas. So 5 of them are chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoas. So first we will start with chrysophytes. Chrysophytes are generally known as diatoms or golden algae. They are known as diatoms or golden algae. They can be freshwater or marine. They are microscopic and float passively. Why this is important, why this point is important, float passively, is that if a question comes like which are the organisms having flagella, and there will be several options given like euglenoids, slime molds, chrysophytes, and you will vaguely remember that okay, chrysophytes though float. Chrysophytes can float. So it must have flagella, but no, it floats passively. Since it is microscopic, it can float passively with water current or whatever, but it does not have flagella. Okay, so they are mostly photosynthetic. What kind of cell wall they have? Their cell wall is very unique. Two thin overlapping shells. Their cell wall is like two thin overlapping shells. And leftover of this diatom on the earth forms diatomaceous earth. Leftover of diatom on the earth forms diatomaceous earth. This earth is used in polishing, filtration of oil and syrup. And these chrysophytes are one of the chief producers in ocean. Chrysophytes are one of the chief producers in ocean since it is also photosynthetic. Okay, so chrysophytes is done. Now we will be moving on to dinoflagellates or dinoflagellates as you wish to say. So this is a typical structure of a dinoflagellate. They are mostly marine, mostly photosynthetic. They can be of several colors. Like they can be, my god, mighty colorful ones like yellow, green, brown, red. And they have stiff cellulose plate cell wall. These are very stiff plate cell wall. So they have a very stiff cellulose plate cell wall. They generally have two flagella. One, two. They generally have two flagella. And toxin released from dinoflagellates can kill other marine animal. Okay. Toxin released can kill other marine animals. And often we know a sea named as Red Sea, right? It has actually ample amount of this red dinoflagellates. So when they divide so rapidly that they can make the whole sea red. And this is the secret behind the Red Sea. Okay. So after dinoflagellates, we are going to learn about euglenoids. These are spindle shaped organisms. These are spindle shaped organisms. They are mostly present in freshwater and stagnant water, not in marine. Like unlike the last two organisms, these are not found in marine water body, and they have one unique feature, that is they have a protein rich layer. Here they have a protein rich layer which is known as pellicle. They actually give it a very flexible structure. This pellicle imparts it a very flexible structure. They also have two flagella, 1, 2. In presence of sunlight, they are photosynthetic. So they have a very interesting character. In presence of sunlight, they are photosynthetic. When no sunlight, they can be heterotrophic like predators. Okay. And they have pigments identical to higher plants. They also have pigments identical to higher plants. Now let us study about slime molds. Slime molds are little bit irregular in shape. They are generally saprophytic. Body moves along the decaying twigs for engulfing the organic material. For example, let me consider this as a decaying twig. Okay, this is a decaying twig. Slime molds will be moving along this. Slime molds will be moving along this. And in that process, they will engulf the organic matter. They will engulf the organic matter. So they will move along this twig, and in this process, they will engulf the organic matter. How? Like this, one pore will be created and organic matters will be going inside. So this is the way slime mold arrange for their food. They can form an aggregation called plasmodium. Plasmodium then forms fruiting bodies bearing spores at tips. Okay, and they possess true cell walls. They are also extremely resistant both in terms of years and adverse condition. So slime molds are also extremely resistant, like they can stay for several years in adverse conditions. And spores are dispersed by air currents. Their spores are dispersed by air currents. Sorry. Now comes the last division of kingdom Protista, that is protozoa. So this is an exemplary diagram of paramecium. So since we are very much aware of this, so I have given this diagram of paramecium. Now protozoans are primarily divided into again 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? Amoeboid protozoa, flagellated protozoa, ciliated protozoa, and sporozoas. So what are the 4 different types of protozoa? Amoeboid protozoa, flagellated protozoa, ciliated protozoa, and sporozoa. Okay, so now let us learn about the characteristics. Amoeboid protozoa are freshwater, seawater living. Okay, flagellated is free living. Ciliated protozoa are present in aquatic condition and they are actively moving. Okay, and sporozoa is a very special type of protozoa which has a infectious spore like stage in life cycle. It has an infectious spore like stage in its life cycle. Okay, so we will come to it later. So amoeboid protozoa are present in freshwater, seawater, moist soil. Flagellated protozoa is free living. Ciliated protozoa is present in aquatic condition and they are actively moving, and sporozoas have a very interesting and notorious character of infectious spore like stage in life cycle. Amoeboid protozoa move and capture their prey by using pseudopodia or false feet. Like this is one pseudopodia or false feet. So they move and capture by using pseudopodia or false feet. So what is the main character of amoeboid protozoa? They possess pseudopodia. Okay. There in the marine amoeboid protozoa, there are silica shells present. In the marine amoeboid protozoa, silica shells are present. They can be as well parasitic, for example, antamoeba. Okay. Now comes flagellated protozoa. Flagellated protozoa are parasitic, free living. They, as from the name we can understand that flagellated protozoa has flagella. Parasitic form can cause disease, for example, trypanosoma. So parasitic form of protozoa can cause disease, that is trypanosoma. Now let us come to ciliated protozoa. We already learned that its aquatic presence and about its active moving. So cilia is present in ciliated protozoa and it has a cavity or gullet. Actually, paramecium is an example of ciliated protozoa. So it has a cavity or gullet which opens outside the cell surface. Which opens outside the cell surface. Okay. So cilia movement actually assists water-laden food into the gullet. Cilia assists the movement of water-laden food into the gullet. Example is paramecium. And next division is sporozoa. Sporozoa, as I have already told, is has a infectious spore-like stage in life cycle. And one very notorious one is plasmodium, the one which cause malaria. This is the one, the protozoa which causes malaria. So these are the primary 4 different types of protozoas. So till here we have completed classification of Monera and Protista. Now the left ones are fungi, plantae and animalia, which we are going to continue in our next class. Till then, thank you.